Little different look this morning, not clear skies. We're on our way from Alpine, Texas to Marfa, Texas, and it's about, let me see here, 7:45 a.m. Wednesday morning. Temperature shows to be 48 degrees outside. The wind seems to be gusty a little from the south, which is to my right. And not bad though, just you notice it every now and then. Now if I was in the Class C motorhome, I would notice it much more. This thing is not quite as big a box as that unit. But anyway, been an interesting trip, a nice trip. I've learned a lot about my Class B motorhome. I've learned that I can stay in cold temperatures, hot temperatures, and all that stuff. And it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. It's just fun to be out, like even driving right now in these hazy conditions. Actually, that's perfect because we're headed due east, and right this time of the morning, I'd be going right into the sun if it was a clear day. You know, and if frogs had wings, they could fly. But right now, as you can see, this is actually not bad weather to travel in because it's not so bright. Sometimes people like this guy leave their headlights on bright, but you know, one of these days he'll graduate from kindergarten. So there's a little traffic going west. There is none going east right now, or hasn't been. Haven't seen any cars there yet. But anyway, this is just a rambling video, driving video, not much to say. No real quote meat in it. Just I just wanted somebody to talk to. You know, Sirius satellite radio doesn't play the greatest music in the world, even though I have some downloaded on my smartphone that I can hook up to Android Auto and play. I just don't want to fool with it. And silence is golden. Got the mountains off in the south. That's the mountains of Mexico, pretty much, or close. From the where we are right now to the Mexico-U.S. border is probably 60 miles or more, all the way across that old creosote brush. I still can't imagine people coming out here years ago to go to the hot springs near Marfa in Presidio, Texas, on horseback and in wagons. Later on they had a train, but in the beginning people actually would take a wagon to go out to those hot springs because they had heard that it had medicinal benefits, like if you had arthritis and other stuff, it would help you. Did it? Psychologically, I'm sure it did a lot. Kind of like a placebo. So let's see, how was Fort Davis Mountain State Park? Oh, it's enjoyable. I like that area for sure. I can't believe it got down to 10 degrees. I believe that's the coldest weather I have ever camped in. I believe that is the coldest weather. I don't remember 10 degrees. I remember sometimes in the teens, you know, like 17, 18, but none of 10 degrees. And it wasn't that bad. You know, I had the electric heater on high, and inside temperature was about 68. So I certainly couldn't complain about that. Yeah, that little Pelonis heater I've had for several years for this Class B RV is perfect because it's got 3 heat levels. It's got low, which is 600 watts, medium 750, and then I believe high is 1250. You have to be hooked up to electric to run it. Well, you could run it, you know, off the generator, but you know, that wouldn't be, you wouldn't need it if you had. had to do that, you'd be better off just using the propane heater. Straight ahead is Marfa, Texas. Not much to say, excuse me, wrong. Marathon, not marathon. Marathon. Marfa is the other direction. 50 miles further on from Marathon is Sanderson. And you talk about in the middle of nowhere, man, long way to do some serious grocery shopping. Well, the nearest shopping for these people is Alpine, 28 miles away, or Fort Stockton, which is probably 60 or 70. But they do it. I remember when I lived out on the Terlingua Ranch, there were people that would drive all the way to Odessa, Midland, 200 miles to go shopping, but they'd load up for a month. Christmas is coming. The lights are on the tree. Yeah, this is December the 13th, 2023. The new cars, the headlights are so bright. Like that's probably his low beams, but it looks awful damn bright to me. I'll see if he's... Yeah, he had them on bright. He dimmed them. But some of them out here that have they look like they're blue at a distance, they'll blind you. I mean, at night. Y'all want to know all this crap, right? I mean, well, guys, if you were out here by yourself in a Class B motorhome, cruising down the highway, having an imaginary audience is quite entertaining. It is. Can you remember Christmas when you were a kid? I can. Some of them, I have little fragments of memory, not lengthy, but just pieces. And yeah, it seemed like it was a really exciting time. My grandmother would make sugar cookies and divinity. Of course, she had the sugar cookies all year round. She'd leave her door open sometimes, and I'd be in the area walking around town. I'd walk in there and pull a chair up to the countertop because I couldn't reach it. I was so little. And I'd stand on that chair and reach in and get some sugar cookies, and away I'd go. I'm sure that just tickled her to death. And for those of you that have never had divinity, you missed something. And eggnog. We didn't do eggnog in my family because my parents were non-drinkers, believe it or not. My mother had wine, Mogan David wine. She said for cooking. I noticed that bottle getting lower and lower though, and she wasn't using it for cooking. I think her and Daddy had a little glass of wine every now and then. All right with me, it didn't bother me because I was having. Well, let's see. When did I start drinking beer? About 12 years old, but not much. It was just I'd have a sneak a bottle every now and then, or go into town. But see, in Kennedy, if you walked into a little bar and put a quarter on the countertop, they'd serve you a beer. Sure would. They sure would. A long neck, Lone Star most of the time. They had Pabst Blue Ribbon, Jacks, Slits, of course Lone Star. What else? Didn't have any Coors. Had Falstaff. The good old days, were they? I don't know, guys. If you look at the situation the world's in now, these are the good old days. The poverty level worldwide is the least it's been in history. Wars have been reduced to virtually just little brush fires. And, of course, health and fresh water and stuff has improved dramatically. even though it's in the U.S. it's leveling off because of the poor quality of our food chain. You know, people eat at restaurants, Burger King and McDonald's, and you know, so the longevity of that group is declining. You know, you can kill millions of people at a restaurant or a franchise like McDonald's, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or you can make cigarettes and give people lung cancer, but there's nothing wrong with that. If you go in a 7-Eleven and forget to pay for a pack of cigarettes, they'll put you in jail. Yeah, the fog level is just right at the top of that cell phone tower right there. I was thinking about this morning. I thought, I hope I don't get fogged in. They do have heavy fogs out here occasionally in the early mornings until about 9 o'clock or so. And if you're ever out in this area, T-Mobile or an MVNO carrier that uses T-Mobile is your best choice for cell phone out here, because T-Mobile also uses U.S. Cellular, I think, and so I've got Mint Mobile and I've got a signal on it right now, but on Visible Wireless I don't have anything. That's why I got it. $15 a month for 45 gigabytes anytime data and 10 gigabytes of hotspot data. I use the hotspot data pretty quick, because whenever I do comment call at Fort Clark Springs, I check both phones to see which one has the fastest upload, and that's the one I use to do comment call. Some mornings it's T-Mobile, and some mornings it's Visible Wireless. Why that is, I don't know. But anyway, guys, just cruising down the highway here. Looks like we are going to run into a little fog up here. Yeah, I drove through a little fog coming out from Del Rio coming west, and looks like I'm going to arrive back about the same way. But it's about 8 o'clock now, and so hopefully this will start to burn off pretty quick. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, from Highway 90 going east towards Sanderson, Del Rio, Texas on a Wednesday morning, 49 degrees outside. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. If you think about it, use the Amazon link in the description of all of my videos. Now just click on the link, go to Amazon and get whatever you choose. Drink plenty of water. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Take deep breaths to lower stress, which lowers blood pressure, and exercise your body. Even this morning I took a short walk and did my stretches. I do that even when I'm traveling. But be that as it may, adios amigos, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that stuff. Bye.